Welcome everyone to Worldwide Swim School webinar. This webinar is a celebration of 10 years of the Swim PD Academy. My name's Swim Pedrozzini. We've got Susan Carter, the General Manager of Worldwide Swim School with us, and also obviously Laurie Lawrence. How are we going today, everyone?
Yeah,
Good.
great. Great. Thank you, Susan, for all you do for this
Thanks, Laurie.
Worldwide Swim School. It's just amazing where it's come from, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today.
Yeah. Like whilst, as we were just saying before, whilst the Swim PD Academy has only been for 10 years, the journey started 20 years ago. So we'll have a look at that. And your journey, Laurie, started 50 years ago.
Oh yeah, 50 years in the Learn to Swim, long time.
Yeah. All right, we'll just do some housekeeping. We recommend that you use headphones, connect your audio via your phone. If you're connected on a PC and it's breaking up, all attendees are muted for this event. You can post any questions you have in our chat. We've got that open. You can watch this back later. We'll be providing a link to everyone through the PD Academy, and also everyone that attends today, we're going to email you a link with a free resource after today. And,
What, they're getting a free resource?
Yeah, Susan's going to
And Susan, did you approve this? Did Susan approve this?
Yeah, Susan. It's all Susan's idea. She's going to build it and then send it all out.
Oh, good.
It'll probably be next week, so don't expect it today.
Next week. All right. Good to know.
Yeah, for that.
Good to know. Susan's holidaying tomorrow, Laurie. Did you hear that?
Oh, what?
All right, let's go to the first section, Laurie. This is all about you. Let's see where it all started.
Well, mate, many years ago, the first home we ever had when I was married was an old house on an acre of ground on the Pacific Highway at Slacks Creek. And we decided, Jocelyn and I, to build a teaching pool in our backyard. And it was 20 yards was the distance that would fit in across the property, which we did. But one of the things I put in there, and I'm so glad I did, and this was a design thing, I put in a 1 metre wide, 6-inch deep, just shallow depth for kids to lob, because I'd been a phys ed teacher, and teaching kids to breathe in shallow water was a fantastic thing. Teaching kids to kick in shallow water was a big aid. So I thought I'll just do this and see what happens. But it turned out a real winner in the infant aquatic section, that 6 inches where the kids could get their mouth up and get around and explore the water. In 1974, a year later, Forbes Carlyle pioneered baby swimming in this country. We weren't doing any just yet. And it was based on German professor Lieselot Diem. And that's when our first child, Jane, was born, who's 50 now and has produced a 3-year-old granddaughter who we're videoing, Luella, every month. So you'll see quite a few videos in Worldwide Swim School of Luella's growth and development and her swimming journey.
Well, I'm just going to jump in there. 1978 was the very first time I did a session with you, and it was at that pool at Slacks Creek. So I remember it very, very well. I was 8 years old at the time, and I remember you kind of had a half roof over the pool, so half the pool was out.
Who was this? You?
Yeah, me. Yeah, 1978. That was the first time I came down there. I had a lesson with you, or session with you when I was
all right.
And you remember that 3-legged dog of yours that used to...
3-legged dog, yeah. Used to lick all the kids on the nose.
That's right. If you stopped too long at the end, he'd come and get you.
That's right. I remember that. Emily was there too. Your sister was there too. She went on to represent Australia, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Emily, and a lot of kids from that pool learned to swim, went on to represent Australia. Yeah. A lot of kids in there with you, Ben.
Yeah, that's right. It was heated, half indoor, half outdoor. The winter sessions where you'd never stop down the open end. yeah, touch the wall and keep going, go back to the undercover end. So it was nice and warm. And you had the BMX track out the back. You had
That's
the
right.
big
You got,
BMX track.
it's diversification of income, Ben.
Well, you had all the kids in the suburb there, so I guess it was well done.
Yeah. So that was interesting, Ben. Thanks for coming in on that.
No worries.
So I wanted to do baby teaching, and I went around and looked at the programs, and it was not good because in those days it was get the kids underwater, and they had spew buckets in the corner if the kids started to be sick. And so when Jocelyn saw this, she said, "Nah, we're not teaching our baby to swim," but we really wanted to teach Jane to swim. So we started in the backyard just playing. And really, that was the start of our putting together a curriculum on baby teaching, on their growth and development, based on their physical and cognitive growth and development and the skills that they could learn at those levels. So I had no documentation for it, but Jane was just an amazing baby swimmer. She was there every morning in the pool as I taught, and she stayed in the water for about 2.5 hours, playing on the ledge, coming to me demonstrating what to do with babies to the parents in the class. And I can't believe how good she got just on pure exploration and play and building independence. And that ledge played a huge part in her growth and development. I got no videos of it, nothing, only memories of me picking her up and throwing her out into the middle of the pool. She'd turn around, swim back, and put her hands up for more. And on a lot of the drowning prevention things in those days, they'd see me throw her out in the middle of the pool and turn around. And people thought that was how I taught kids to swim, by throwing them out into the middle and wishing them good luck.
No wonder they thought you were mad.
Yeah. And little did they know the background of play, the background of exploration, all those things that make an infant swimmer, that give them confidence in the water. Kate arrived, and I got a few videos of Kate, but nothing much. When Emma came, third baby, videoed nothing. Third child gets nothing.
You're too busy.
I feel like that.
And then the grandkids arrived, and Evie's now 15. So 15 years ago, I started videoing the grandkids. And some of the videos I've chosen today, I've chosen a dozen clips today, Ben, to share with our audience on infant swimming at different stages. So I'm sure they're going to enjoy this. Well, video, Evie, I videoed her every month from when she was a baby. And I've done that with all the grandkids since. And now Lulu is the latest little angel, getting videoed every month. She's a bit more strong-willed than I remember the other kids, because she will not do as she's told, which poses problems with the grandfather, with the papa. So it's Lulu versus the papa.
I remember.
I won't tell you the results.
I remember, Laurie, in the very early days, when you very first started videoing, you didn't have any grandkids, so it was borrowing kids off parents of kids that swam at the pool, and organising all that. So it was a bit of a slow process getting all that together. Once the grandkids came along, it was just like, I'm taking the kid and off you go.
Yeah,
filming all day. So
it's been a real journey, Ben, and you've been a big part of that, swimming in the first pool and then creating the back lot. Well, whatever you have to do to get IT happening. You and Stephen have done an amazing job with Worldwide Swim School, an amazing job. And so the monthly videoing's all done now, and we've developed this benefit of baby swimming. The latest thing that I've put together is a book on infant teaching. And I think, Susan, you told me it had 100 and something video clips.
It does.
That resource, which if you're a baby teacher and you haven't got it yet, I suggest you get it. It's fantastic. It's got 150 odd video clips of infant aquatic learning in it as well. It's an online teaching book, but with videos embedded into it.
Yeah,
It's quite unique. There's
it's
been nothing
e-learning.
else like it. It's very unique, and it's well worth getting if you want to be a great baby teacher.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We'll send out the link after this session.
It's
that
actually
Alright.
on special
Okay.
tomorrow on your Black Friday
Friday.
sales. Yeah, so
yeah, put it on special for the Good Friday,
yeah.
because if you're a baby teacher, you should have it. So,
And it's
that's
also
and
it's
I
also
don't
better
like
than
getting
saying-
up and say buy this, buy this, buy this, but I think this is good value, and if we put it on the Black Friday sale, it's even better value.
Well,
So-
it's sort of like 50 years of your progression. It took a couple of years to actually build it, the developmental benefits of baby swimming. So there's a lot of effort that went into it. It's separate from the PD Academy, but it was a product that was sort of something you really wanted to do for a long time. And it took many years to put together, and then we kind of launched it.
Yes, I've really
Oh,
wanted
awesome.
to get a good baby. I've done a baby teaching book, of course, and you read it, but this is something entirely different, and it's something that I really wanted to share out there and have something that could improve baby teaching all around the world. And I think this little book does just that.
And it works on your mobile phones. It works on your tablets. It's something you can carry around with you. It's not a physical book. It's an online
Online resource. Yeah, great.
resource. Yeah.
So 2004, Worldwide Swim School Concept.
So you gave me a call. Jocelyn was in the car. You gave
Yep.
me a call. You were on the way home from the airport, and you just sat next to
yes.
someone.
I remember. I was
You
talking,
called me.
I was talking on the plane to Miles Stewart, who is a world champion triathlon and etc. And he said, "Oh, how you going? What you doing?" Anyway, he said he was doing online coaching of triathlon. I said, "How can you do that? What's this all about?" He said, "Oh, they video things and send them to us, and I can critique it and do on." So anyway, it just pricked my imagination. And that's why on the way home I rang you and said, "Hey, this bloke's doing this. Is there any way we can do this in the learn to swim industry?" And you and Stephen then put your thinking caps on, because you're always, Stephen in particular, always looking at. And how fortunate was I to get a bloke of Stephen's calibre, who was the head IT guru for Channel 9, who organised the international video of the Olympic Games from London back to Australia, to get someone like that on board to give us advice on creating online swim school.
Yeah.
So fortunate you two would work together, and that's when it all started.
Yeah, and so he understood the video industry. And so this is all before YouTube. So, I mean, the whole idea back then, it just was in concept stage in 2004. How's it going to work? It wasn't going to be about one-on-one like what Miles was doing with the triathletes. It wasn't about critiquing individuals. It was about you being able to develop a product that you could share your learnings and your knowledge with the rest of the world. And so that's kind of where that concept started. So it wasn't like what he was doing, which was a one-on-one critiquing and working.
Yeah, he was doing it entirely different. But I also, Ben, wanted to make sure that my teaching staff, because we were getting quite busy, my teaching staff taught the curriculum and taught the way I wanted it taught. In other words, we skill build right through the Learn to Swim program, right through the Infant Aquatic program, right through the competitive training program. It's all about skill building. Because if you haven't got a good technique, Here, you're never going to do any good when you try to make it up here at the Olympics. And the idea was, let's get all our staff on the same page, teaching the same way. And so that's when we started to put together the modules.
That's right. And that all started. So between 2004 and 2007 was really developmental. So it was coming up with the concept. At first, which was launched in 2007, was just a player on the web where you needed access to it and then you could just watch some videos. But that was before the YouTube days. So we're right up there, getting out there early in doing that sort of stuff. But there was about 3 years at the beginning where it was, you had a whole team of teachers and you had a whole room set up with computers and you were videoing and they were cutting and critiquing and doing voiceover work and piecing it together. Back in those days, there was a lot more work than what it is today, as in how you can build things. And we registered the business, the Worldwide Swim School, and trademarked it in 2006. But then we launched in 2007 late was when that first player was launched. It was
where people could go and actually watch what
Yeah.
we'd videoed.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. But it wasn't the learning platform that it is today. It wasn't the academy and all that sort of thing. But yeah, then in 2012, technology had changed. So we went from the pre-tablets and Apple and YouTube and all these sort of things, and then everything changed. Technology changed from Flash to HTML5, and so we rebuilt all the dashboards and players, and that's in 2012. Launched really where it was the first where you have your to-do list, which you've got today. But we had by 2012 we had about 100 resources, and so went from 11 in 2007 to 2012 had about 100, and you joined up and you'd get 100 things in a to-do list with not much. And then once you watch it, it went into a completed tab. And that's all that was what it was back in 2012 until 2014, which is why we're here today. It's the 10-year anniversary of when we actually then formed it out into what's known as the Swimpedia Academy, which is hundreds of resources in the library that you can go
Hundreds.
and you can
Hundreds of video clips.
access at any
all
time.
ages. And we're still doing that, Ben. We're still videoing. I
We're
carry a little
updating them all. We're
GoPro
updating
in
them
my
all now
pocket.
too.
Sorry?
Updating them all now. Like there's a lot of ebooks now that over the last few years, Susan's been very instrumental in reshaping to make everything clearer and more modern. And
Yep.
and in videos, we're going to be updating and replacing videos and so forth.
all the time. We're
Yeah.
trying to make it better all the time. Because the minute you stop trying is the minute you start going backwards and the minute other people start to catch you. And
Yeah.
Ben, we're so far out in front, I don't want anyone to catch us.
And look, this next point on here, which is in 2014 November, we started a partnership with Oswim. And guess who was the operations manager, Laurie?
She's laughing.
It was Susan, yeah. So
No wonder she came on board with us.
Oswim was the first association to come on board with us to partner with Worldwide Swim School.
Thank you, Susan.
And that was really
Sorry?
Susan and who was CEO at the time?
Gordon.
Gordon Mallett.
Gordon Mallett, yeah. So
Mr.
Gordon,
Red Wine. Mr. Come and have a red wine, Laurie. I love a red wine.
we had a
Gordon.
meeting or two with Gordon up in Brisbane. But yeah, no, and that was a fantastic partnership. That really
Great partnership.
and that sort
Hey,
of all
Gordon
started-
Mallett, a really
Gordon-
good leader, and Susan, well done. Thank you.
Well, Susan, talk about when we first came to you. What did you think, at Oswim? What was the thought of going, okay, well, this is worthwhile partnering here, or?
Well, back then it was about providing opportunities for ongoing learning for the Oswim teachers. So, I mean, back then there wasn't a lot of online. The course was purely face-to-face with Oswim. So being able to teachers with their renewal, they had to do PD, and there wasn't even conferences back then when I first started with Ausswim, like at a state or national level. So people really struggled to find PD. So that's where the partnership came in, and it's still going, that partnership with Ausswim, 10 years on. So lots of teachers now are able to access, our PD for all their hours, but around the world now, which is great. And we've expanded our partnerships beyond, just Ausswim, which is good in Australia and internationally.
Yeah,
so it's a great partnership. It's a great partnership, and it also gives us a chance to get our product and show our product out there to teachers around the world, Ausswim teachers around the world, and if they want to come online for their own swimming teaching development. And that's what it's all about. It's all about becoming a better teacher all the time. And that's what I think Worldwide Swim School is all about. It's about making you a better teacher.
Yeah, and then in 2015 you came to that point where we had the academy, we had all the resources there, but it was like, okay, well, how can we manage this as a swim pool, as a swim school? And so we then got to working out, okay, how does the management interface connect to the PD Academy? How can Lisa Langdon, how can she assign specific training to staff? And that's where then firstly we developed or built the Swim School Manager with the content for the Laurie Lawrence Swim School. And that was to get to that point. What you're looking for, Laurie, right from the beginning was, how can I have a program where we can onboard staff and then do PD ongoing and train?
Yeah, so the staff could get on board and watch me teaching, or watch one of the our better teachers teaching, and say, this is how we do it. This is the skill. This is how it wants to be done. So we put it across the whole swim school. And that has been, for us, the most valuable thing at all, because Lisa assigns a module. We know if they've done it or not. So if they haven't done it, I can make a phone call. Hi, do you like working for us? Notice you haven't done the module. Little things like that. And as a result, our staff are tremendous, because the staff is Laurie Lawrence Swim School. The staff is Worldwide Swim School. That's what our staff are. They're all trained there. And Lisa is the backbone behind that whole thing.
And she's able to manage multiple swim centres and across, and staff that are based at all different centres down on the Gold Coast, up in Brisbane and Logan and all that, from that one platform.
From one platform, she could operate numerous swim schools and assign modules to teachers who needed them.
Yeah. And then look, straight after that, or very soon after that, through contacts, we, Michelle Young, who was the aquatics manager of Belgravia Leisure, kind of heard about it and caught up with us and thought, they've got 80 odd centres. How are they going to teach all their staff? And so back in 2015, not long after we'd kind of built the ed manager for Laurie Lawrence Swim School, we then built it as a custom product for Belgravia Leisure too. And they're still on the platform today. So they're 9 years in on using the Worldwide Swim School. With them, it's a mixture of Worldwide Swim School, Belgravia, the Go Swim platform, which was so they're our first sort of really big client for Worldwide Swim School.
Well, that's fantastic. They're still with us, and we're able to grow with them.
Mm.
Yeah,
so they've got over 1,000 staff on that platform. So it's a good platform from a small business owner with 5 staff to facilities that have multiple sites and lots of staff to help build that consistency.
So we can cater for people on Worldwide Swim School, for a swim school that's got just 5 staff, to someone like Belgravia who's got over 1,000, did you say?
Yes, yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
Definitely. And then 2015, then ASCA, what was ASCA at the time, now Swim, came on board in partnership. So that was a really good step to then engage with another association. And then 2016, we released the Swim School Hub. So that was what we built for the Laurie Lawrence Swim School and what we built for the Belgravia. Then we formalised it into the Swim School Hub release. And then that's when we started to bring on, and we've had some swim schools right from 2016 still on with us today.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
We should give them something.
Always give.
You don't want to give them something, Susan?
We always give them something, our long term. We do provide our swim schools that renew different, renewal benefits, whether it be a different product or your free books, Laurie. Your books have been doing that.
Good. Yeah, that's right.
Just to recognise.
Is that a benefit, is it, Susan?
Is a benefit, yeah.
Oh, it's a great book, Laurie, that one. That's a great book.
Stuff the silver.
Stuff the silver. We're giving them out free to people at what?
Yeah, Jocelyn wanted them out of her warehouse.
Jocelyn wants them out of the warehouse.
Yeah,
she does.
Yeah,
but I object to the postage, Susan. But anyway, if we got good clients, let's spend it with them.
So 2017, ASA came on. I mean, they developed quite late, and they came on pretty early as a partner with Worldwide Swim School. And then the big change, Laurie, in 2018, I got retired from the working day to day on Worldwide Swim School, and we got in someone with real talent.
Got someone with talent.
Oh,
yeah.
And she's still with us today, Ben.
I am.
I know.
We must be paying her too much.
No, it's just too fun. Too much fun.
No, Susan, we really, really appreciate what you've done for us
thank you.
in growing this little company.
That's good. It allows me, having left Oswim, to still work with Oswim, which is nice, and also work with other industry partners like your Swim, ASCA, ASA, and even international now. So that's kind of exciting.
The exciting part for us now, I think, is to try to expand more internationally, which is what I'd like to do. But what's been done is fantastic. So we've always got to have something, as Wordsworth said, what's a heaven for? If you haven't got something to strive for, what's a heaven for? So that's what we're after. We're after heaven.
In 2019 saw us and that's, this is through Susan and her contacts, started to then look abroad internationally. And that's where Susan formed partnerships with
New Zealand
and with
USS
Swim School Association.
Yep, fantastic.
Partnerships there. So, and then I'll just click to the next page because there's a fair few then other partnerships that then were born from there. In 2020, formed a special partnership with Swim Australia, and that's with for their swim school members. So
yes.
They all have an access into a special Swim Australia training hub that then has Worldwide Swim School content and Swim Australia content in it. So all of their swim school members get access to
that
for their teachers, for that platform, So that was a really good partnership with them and great for their members as well. 2021,
Vicky. Vicky's on board. I hope you're there. I hope you're watching, Vicky.
Yep, she's in the list.
Put your hand up.
Yeah, the swim school business was growing in respect to the amount of clients we had. So we identified to appoint someone to look after our swim school customers, which has been great. So Vicky came on board, having worked at Laurie's swim school. So
She's great.
with the philosophies and teaching methodologies, and yeah, no, she's been in the role now for coming up to 4 years next year.
Oh, that's fantastic. But I was talking to Vicky the other day. She really likes it, likes working for us. So it could be a chance to just see if she wants to cut a wage a bit. Because she really likes teaching for us, Susan. I'll leave that up to you. No, I'll leave that up to you, Susan.
Vicky's doing a fantastic job, and it's growing all
We
the
love
time.
you, Vicky. We know you're there. We
Growing
love
all
you,
the time.
and you're doing just an amazing job, ringing clients, seeing if they need anything, making sure they're happy. And if there are people out there that need anything, give Vicky a ring. She's only too happy to help.
Yeah.
She'll get back to you virtually immediately. She's so good.
Yeah, 2021 also saw the launch, and because Laura had been talking about this for a couple of years, things don't just happen immediately, obviously. Like there's research that goes into when we're developing new products or new offerings or new platforms. And so the adapted aquatics was sort of in the works for a couple of years, and it was like looking at this space, with children with disabilities, how could we develop a platform that wasn't, or a program that wasn't specific for one child's needs?
Well, Wendy Butel,
Yep.
who works for us, is just so passionate about additional need kids. And she said, I want to do some additional needs work. I said, Vicky, I said, Wendy, look, we don't want to become a place where kids just come and play and bounce around. And we know it's good for them, but that's not what we do. We teach swimming. Here is our syllabus: breath control, submersion, floating, kicking, paddling, breathing. If you can do those for additional need kids and stick to that, I'm all in. But first of all, let's trial a program. I said you can do as many kids, additional needs kids, free of charge, right through the winter period, down at our Benora complex. They can have as many lessons as they like, but you've got to video them at the beginning. You've got to interview the parents, and you've got to find and prove to me that it's been a worthwhile product. Mate, the results from the parents and the kids was amazing. Amazing. I said, righto, now let's put up our syllabus for teaching additional needs kids. And that's our adapted aquatics. It's not a play group. It's come in, we'll teach you to swim, no matter what your disability, we'll teach you to swim, and we'll keep adding content to that all the time. And that's exactly what Wendy's been doing. And she's overseas at the moment. She'll be back soon, I hope. There are some pictures on Facebook of her if you want to go and check them out. They're quite good. Susan
having
said,
a good holiday. Good holiday.
Yeah, in other words, she's having a good holiday. She
Yeah.
loves a good holiday.
Yeah, so we love
But
that
she's
program.
a great advocate for adapted aquatics and kids with additional needs. You won't get anyone with more passion than Wendy. And she's part of our team, part of our adapted aquatics content team.
Yeah. And we love that content, and it's going to continue to add. Susan's always working with Wendy and with you, Laurie, on what's next with that program and expanding that content. And also the feedback or questions we get from customers also helps to look at what's needed and what needs to be built next as well, which is great.
Well, anyone who's watching this today and you need something, put it online and we'll see if we can accommodate you. Send a request to Susan and we'll see if we can accommodate. That's the key.
Especially in this space, because we're moving to, it's not just adapted aquatics, it's well, neurodiversity is a term now a lot of people are using. So Wendy's always open for ideas and feedback for what topics people would like us to cover. And so this year we've had a few different topics around ADHD, ODD, and different speakers coming in, just been really good. Just for basic information for teachers to help them in their classes with kids that may have one of these
Special needs.
diagnoses.
Yeah, good.
And we'll keep on building that. So 2022 School Pools Academy, what's that all about, Susan?
Well, we started looking at how we can customize the Sim School Hub for different users, and we've developed a platform that's probably more for schools that have pools that aren't looking at that under, toddler, infant age group, more the school age children. So trying to customize and also the setup to make it easy for them to set up staff. So that was developed in 2022. We're rolling that out still, but it's targeting, yes, your public or private schools or international schools that run swimming programs.
We want to really expand this a bit more yet. It still needs a fair bit of work, but we're working on that.
Yeah. 2023 saw Canadian Swim School Association, another partnership you've organised there, Susan. Well done.
Yeah, it's a new group that was set up only, I think, around that time in Canada. So they, Swim School Association that we partner with now to promote, PD and what we do in Canada. So that's good.
And 2024, this is just recently, and it's because of this year, especially maybe late last year, there's been a lot of interest from aquatic leisure centres. And so once again, they're a little bit different to like a private commercialised swim school or a school pool. So we've built a specialised aquatic leisure hub, which has only just been finished, and just some communications just starting to be sent out. So that's specifically for aquatic centres. If you want to talk to that, Susan.
Yes, that's more your council operator pool, where they may have one or multiple facilities, focusing probably in Australia at the moment and New Zealand. But more again, looking at a simple platform for them to set up staff. So whilst the Swim School Hub is very customised with logo, look and feel and URL, the Aquatic Leisure Hub's meant to be all the same content. It might be in slightly different folder structures, but the setup process is very easy for these coordinators at these sites, especially when they've got multiple facilities.
Yeah, a lot more automation for them. It's not needed to be as individual specific. It's more broad based. But easier for them to use. So 2025, that's next year. We're almost at the end of the year. Next year is going to be some big changes. Like we're really excited. Worldwide Swim School is a partnership between the Lawrence family and Dita Solutions, and we have been ourselves rebuilding this platform, this online platform. We're in about 15 different industries. Swimming's just one of them. And we're all the time building out the platform and adding new things to it. And it's a generational change where basically everything's updating as of, started already. There's a lot of things that have changed already in the background that like infrastructure side of the platform. But next year, you're going to be getting a brand new dashboard. So all the users of Worldwide Swim School from next year, not 1st of January, but in the early part of the year, in the first quarter, we'll be launching a brand new interface for both Hub and for the Swim School Hub and Swim Pools Academy and the Aquatic Leisure Hub. The interfaces will change. They'll be modern, new, more responsive. They will have some additional features in there of chat rooms and community boards. And so it's going to turn it into a bit more of a community, and the library is getting a real boost, and we're going to be injecting, which Laurie and Susan are working on now, is having a full range of video skills. So in addition to all of the modules we've got now and all the other resources, webinars and ebooks and everything that we currently do, we will be launching whole new sections in the Academy of skill videos. So there'll be just you talk about that asset or what's happening there.
Specific skill videos, how to teach them. They will be very valuable, very short, very succinct, but very valuable. Because Ben's been chasing me to do this. He said the modern kids, this is how they learn. Get stuck into it. Thanks, Ben.
Well, the main thing with that is it might be that, you might just want to go, how do I do a down turnaround with a 6-month-old? What are my steps? What's the video? So you'll have a search to be able to search those terms, and then you'll have a video choice pop up, which you'll click and you'll watch a 10 to 30 second video showing you how to do the skill. So it's a very quick refresh or learning process on wanting to know and understand how to do specific skills for age group and for different skill base. Susan, do you want to add to that?
So what it means, whilst there's over 100 training modules that get you PD hours, for a lot of people, whilst they're good to do, people do just want to jump on and find a skill, so not have to watch a module all the way through, because modules you can't fast forward because you get your certificate at the end. So it allows you to jump on and just find that certain skill you're looking for at the time. So just another option of a way of watching Laurie's learnings and teachings.
One of the things that I'm looking forward to with this is once we get these up and going, when people say, send in, how do I deal with this? Well, those are the sort of things that we'll be able to put on as a skill, a video skill. Because if one teacher's having an issue with how do I deal with this, well, then other teachers will as well. So it'll be a great way to build out other quick resources and skills for our teachers.
Yeah. So we're listening to what people are wanting, is probably what we're saying, and that
Yes.
The interface allows us. Whilst we could add skills in now for you, it'd be a lot of information in your folders. So the new dashboards allows us to set up structured subfolders to make it easier for you to use, and that's why we're doing it at the same time as the new interface that's being built.
Yeah, so new interface. It's going to work better with with mobile devices. It's going to be fresher look. It's going to have new library structure. It's going to have new skill-based videos. It's going to have chat rooms in it. It's going to have a community board in it where we can put up information and special events and everything coming up. It's all those things are going to happen, and we're going to at the same time launch the new Worldwide Swim School website, which will just make it easier for everyone to get to where they want to get to. And so all new things coming, and that's in early 2025 and in late 2025 there will be an app that you can download. So that's later next year, but we'll leave that for the time when that happens. Well, that's the history. That's where we're up to. That's going into next year and what's coming. And so I think now what Laurie wanted to do, he wanted to kind of go through a dozen of his favorite clips.
Yeah, I just wanted to share a dozen favorite clips, which these will be sent out to everyone who's watched this webinar too, I think. Susan, is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So you'll get these. These are my favorite clips. Here's little Evie. She's 15 years of age now. What a wonderful, beautiful child she is. This is her at 12 months. Let's have a look at little Evie at 12 months with slipstream propulsion. I love this skill.
Once you have established good breath control and floating capabilities in the child, encouraging propulsion by arm and leg movements is the next phase in building children's independent mobility in the water. I have found the best way to give the child a real feel for good independent movement through the water is to use your slipstream to promote movement. Watch how I use the trigger and then place little Evie, just 12 months, close to my body, walk backwards quickly, creating a slipstream that pulls Evie through the water. She now not only gets the feeling of moving through the water, but is free to try simple arm and leg movements to balance. Independence is encouraged by allowing Evie to pull herself up onto the pool's edge. Try this, but make sure you relax, congratulate the baby, and of course stop immediately if baby cries or swallows water. Remember, all swimming is about progressively building basic swimming skills.
Great video. I love that. You taught me that. Like that pool there, you still had your Slacks Creek pool when you built that pool in your backyard at 8 Mile Plain.
Yeah.
And in 1988, I started to work for you at that pool.
Ben, I started to pay you. You didn't start working for
Oh,
me.
right. Oh, is that what you call it? But,
Yeah, so you mucked up a little bit, but go on.
but that skill there, I remember that because we used that early on. It gave children confidence, little children, that slipstream process gave them the freedom, gave them even, kids are even much older, that slipstream process allowed them to feel confident that they can achieve things in the water. So
Yeah.
I used to love teaching with that skill as well.
Building independence is the key to infant aquatics, in my opinion. Giving the kids an opportunity to explore and build their own independence, understanding the difference between deep and shallow water. And that's why that ledge, I didn't know it at the time, was so important. If you've got a teaching pool, that 1 6-inch ledge or whatever it is, just a little bit where the kids can put their hands down and lift their mouth up out of the water and become independent with no one touching them is so valuable. So valuable.
All right. What's this one, Laurie?
This is me encouraging a little girl to swim further than she's capable of.
And
And
who's
the
this?
trust. This is Evie.
Evie again.
It's Evie again, 12 months. It's on her first birthday.
So this is
So
14
this is
years ago. This is done in 2010.
Yep. This is a clip. I love it. This is my favourite clip.
On Evie's first birthday, she shows that she has developed a real love of the water. At this stage, she has not learned respect for water, nor is she aware of the dangers that exist in and around water for young mobile children. Her love of the water and budding independence is becoming obvious as she dives to me and grips my t-shirt. She then proceeds to voluntarily put her head underwater, exploring and enjoying the watery environment. Although I'm encouraging and building independence, I realise that she is not safe and still requires strict adult supervision. She is not fazed when I submerge. She gets a breath and holds on tight. She is exhibiting first signs of independence that may one day save her life. Look, wait a minute. My glasses. Come on, get my glasses. Yes. Please get my glasses. Please get my glasses. Come on. I am building independence, but I realise she must always be closely supervised. Where's my glasses? Where's my glasses? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's a great video. That's a fantastic.
How good's that?
Yeah, and look, that's that whole thing about telling parents, if the child's struggling with something, go to the pool and play with your child.
Yes.
Exploration play will assist in moving your child forward.
Yeah, and the more you do it, the better they get. The more you play with them, the better they get. And the eye contact, making them feel secure, all those things. And how was the trust in that little girl to dive off by herself when she knows she can't swim right across the pool.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, it's amazing. Amazing. And the connection between the two of you is amazing. It's just a great video.
Oh, Ben, she loves me. She tells me that all the time.
Of course she does. Well, okay, let's watch some of Harper now. Is this your second favorite grandchild, is it?
Yeah, well, no, I can't. When I talk to them, they're my favorite.
Everyone's the favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
this
let's
one's
watch Harper.
This
Back
one's back
floating.
floating and fun.
Yeah. It's got to be fun. Here she is. She's 2 years of age. And we're teaching her to hold the board correctly.
This is
In the
the
middle.
no tears approach.
No tears. In the middle. Now, when you go, you're going to make sure you hold them ever so softly. Don't hold their neck, because if they twist, they can hurt their neck. So just put your hands under and rest between your head and the shoulders, your hands, and hold them ever so softly.
And how interesting is that you have them going along a shallow ledge, and they can obviously feel that there's that protection under them.
Yes.
And then you come out into the big water. You could see the kids' hands just adjust a little bit there when they knew that the bottom ledge was no longer there.
Yes, they start to, no, look at his eyes.
Yeah, and
On
then
he
you
comes.
let him go. Third step, you let
Okay,
go and
I
let
got to
him
take
float
him
on his
out
own.
in the deep. He's wondering what's happening here. I've still got him softly supported, but he's doing the work. Then I let him go. I get him to get his head back. I place the board where it should be. Then I get him and reward him. I give him an aeroplane ride, a big spin around. Now she wants the aeroplane ride. Harper wants the aeroplane ride. So I said, come on, hold on. We'll do it this way. I've got to do it exactly the same way. Shallow water. How valuable is that shallow water teaching ledge?
Yeah.
How valuable?
There's so many different skills or so many different processes you can use when you add that ledge in.
And it's all about building independence in the child. Now I've got to get her to hold for 10 seconds.
And let go. Yep.
And once she does it, she gets a big reward. And look at her face. She's so happy to get that reward.
Yeah.
Mate, what an industry we're in.
Oh, what a job. What a job to do that.
I've said it. This beats working for a living, I'll tell you now. I just love the industry, and I love teaching myself. I love getting in the water and working with my grandkids, but I love working with other young kids in there too and watching them improve. And it's all about building their self-confidence and self-esteem.
So what's this one about? Back float practice.
Oh, this is practice. And you can get the parents to do this at home. Talk to them about this and let them try this. This is Evie now, practicing at home when she's 2.
At just 2 years, 4 months, has a great time practicing her back float in the bathtub. Here she goes. She's going to do it. Pull it on your tummy. 1, she's going to do it. 2, her tummy's coming up. She's going to get her tummy on the board. If she gets the tummy on the board, she's a champion. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think she's got her tummy on the board. I'm going to try it in a minute. 5, 6. Gee, you're a good girl. 7. Have you got it on your tummy? 8. Have you got the board on your tummy? Yes. Are you floating? Yes. You're floating like a fish. Aren't you? Yes. Tell me, say, I'm a fish popper. I'm a fish popper. So I'm a big fish popper. I'm a big fish popper. Big whale. Whale. That is so good, Evie. For such a big counter, how did you count it to 14? Do that again so Papa can count to 14 for you. Hold on. Pull it there. Be a little whale. Pull it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're doing it. 6, 7. Is your board on the belly? 8, 9, 10. Oh, God bless you. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good girl.
Oh, that was magic. Hey, you know what that reminds me of? That then kind of all links back to your Robin Jorgensen study of developmental advantages children have that learn to swim. Like she's counting to 14. How old is she there?
Oh, I think she's 2. She's not too much more than 2. But yeah, Robin Jorgensen's longitudinal study that she did for us through ASCA, the old days, way back where Forbes Carlyle had put a big contribution into getting Robin to do that as well. And swim schools all over Australia, in fact, swim schools all over the world, contributed something so we could get that study done. And that is an amazing study that you can get on the Griffith University site.
All the Kids Alive site, has it too?
It's on there too. And it just shows that kids who have lessons early, it builds their social, emotional, physical, and intellectual capital. They're smarter, they're better coordinated, and they're safer. Those are the key things. And so, Robin, thank you. You're a real icon in the swimming industry.
And you can
as
see
well
all
as being
of those.
a professor. Professor, amazing.
You can see all those being developed just in that clip there.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right, next one. Here's your new favourite grandchild.
New favourite.
New favourite. The smallest always gets the new favourite.
And this is to my 47-year-old daughter, Jano, who was the best baby swimmer ever. And she's still better than her daughter, Lulu. But anyway, Lulu started earlier than Jane, at just a couple of days old, in the bath in hospital.
Floating. So good, John. You've got it really floating with your hand there. That's beautiful. The other thing to do is stimulate. Tickle the little toes. Stimulation is fantastic for babies. On the tummy, on the chest, feet. Is she floating? Sure is. She loves it. Nice warm bath. Make sure it's not too hot. Make sure it's not too hot, just warm. That's fantastic. Okay, Jana.
2 days, eh?
Yeah, a couple of days old in the hospital. Just amazing. And Jane has been fantastic teaching her to swim, but I must say I must have been a better teacher because Jane was a better swimmer than Lulu. So, Jane, you need to up your game a bit, love.
I'll tell you a funny story. I won't mention who the other person was, but there was something I had to do for TV, Laurie, and I was there with you at a pool, and Jane came with Lulu, and another mother came with their child, and their child was about 3 or 4, and Lulu was like 18 months or 15 months or something like that. And the cameras were all set up to do and they were all waiting for the other child to do all these magical things. And the other child really wouldn't do much, was a little bit too scared. And in the background, Lulu at 18 months just flying around underwater, just playing around up and down around. She goes, so then the cameras just went and moved over, and all the footage was then of Lulu because she was just so confident, and competent
so relaxed in the water, mate, and she loves it. She loves it. But Jane is a good mother, and she takes it a lot to activities, and it's all about Lulu getting better and enjoying life, enjoying and being educated. And it's all about play, mate.
Yeah.
It's all
So-
about independence. It's all about play.
So all those mothers at your pools where they're pregnant and they're just about to have a baby, day 2, you can start to talk to them about what they can do
Of
even in
course.
hospital.
Yeah, talk to them about what you can do in the hospital. Show them this video. And get your child started early, because they will love it. And it's no miracle that the best swimmers at your swim school have got a pool at home. It's not because you're a great teacher. You like to pat yourself on the back. But the real true reason is they've got a pool at home that they're in every day, playing and practicing in. That's what makes them good swimmers.
Yeah. And here's one at 4 months of age. Who's this?
This
Lulu?
is Lulu's first swimming lesson.
First swimming lesson in the big pool.
We start them at 4 months, and we have a skill development level for that 4 to 8 month old age group. So this is her just started.
4 months.
Third lesson in a
We
pool.
start our swimming lessons, all our lessons, with propulsive kicking, practicing the kick.
Oh, how are we gonna get Lulu? Oh, what color is this one? What color is this one? That's for it.
Swimming lessons are fantastic for bonding between mother and child. But in this age group, the most important thing is to get the conditioning process right for submersion. Conditioning can be performed at home in the bath, practice at home, or even at the pool. I particularly like this conditioning exercise.
Lulu, ready, go.
Placing the baby on the mat like this teaches them balance and independence.
Lulu, ready, go. Good. Hooray! That was a good one, wasn't it? Go. Your turn. Noah, ready, go.
This is a great exercise for that 4 to 8 month old age group where 2 little mates are put on the mat, they're given tummy time. It builds strength, it builds balance, it builds independence. Great job. Give him another conditioning, please.
Lulu, ready, go. Good girl. Noah, ready, go. Hooray! Jump, Noah.
First lessons in the pool, eh? That looks good. And what's this, the second part of that?
Yeah, this is 4 months of age, part 2. This is just a general lesson. All the kids who were in, and I took video of the third lesson, where she's just 4 months of age, and how the different skills that you expect in that age group.
Yeah.
Breath control is vitally important, and once they get that breath control, then submersion and floating is the next big skill. So this is a little baby.
Here's the result of Lulu's gripping and submersion at just 4 months.
There she is. Look at that grip.
Very strong.
This is building independence, Ben.
And this is still 4 months.
Yep, 4 months, building independence. She's done all the preliminary work, so she's able to go underwater. So this is probably her underwater at 4 months. Jane gives her the trigger, lifts her up, and then submerges her
And she has a laugh.
and has a laugh. So that's the key. There's no coughing, no spitting, because she's been doing that conditioning work, pouring water over the forehead from a very early age. from birth, really. And if you establish that early, going under is a breeze. And before you know it, they're gripping your fingers, they're gripping your T-shirt. You can start to go hands-free, so she can start to do independent gripping, which is what you want. And then independence, obviously, independence is saving kids' lives.
Well, we're running out of time, so I might skip through a few of these. I think this is pretty much the same. We'll get to...
Well, I'll get all these videos anyway, because these are my favourites, but this one is worthwhile having a look at.
Yep.
This was Lulu and her friends going to a public pool, and Emma, my youngest daughter, taking the class. So let's have a look at Lulu. Self-submersions at 1 year of age. So diving in by herself.
Year-old visits a public pool for the very first time with two of the little mates. Of course, they love maths. And Lulu is the first to have a go. She's a little bit timid. Mum sets her up and encourages her to dive. Then she swims and Auntie Emma claps. Let it go.
What I love,
Let it go. Let it go. Here she goes.
Yeah.
what I love about this clip is the independence
I just love it.
that Lulu, at just 1 year old,
Start becoming
is showing. Independence, pulling herself up, diving in by herself. And that's what we want. But all these skills according to the child's growth and development. Soft hands, lots of love, independent, floating, independent, watch Emma, gripping and pulling up. So good.
Lulu.
Here she dives by herself.
Nothing better.
Now over to Mum. Well, Jane picked her up. She shouldn't touch her. You should let her come up and pull up on her T-shirt. Don't be frightened. Build independence. There she is. She pulls up by herself. Emma's there
Exploration.
just to make sure she doesn't fall. But that's beautiful independence.
We might get Susan back in just because we're over time, and yeah, we'll go through. Susan will share this out with the last 6 videos in it, and everyone can see those with the resource that Susan's going to send out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Susan, any final words?
Oh, that's put in the spot there, Ben. Oh, no. Then I think the next year is going to be exciting for Worldwide, but we'll be here another 10 years' time. Actually, we've got 20 years coming up for the Worldwide Swim School in 2 years, which is exciting.
20 years. Holy dooly.
Well,
Oh, no.
yeah, it's,
Susan, thanks again for everything. Ben, this Worldwide Swim School wouldn't exist without you and Stephen, and it certainly wouldn't exist without Susan's drive on it. So,
and the rest of the team. I mean, all of your staff have been involved. And over the 20 years, there's a very, very long list, going right back to who's that guy? Was it Pablo?
he was a world record holder.
Pablo Morales was in the pool.
No, it wasn't Pablo Morales.
No, it wasn't Pablo
It was
Morales.
a butterfly. It was breaststroker, and he wanted to come out to Australia, and Jose Fiola.
Jose
He was a
Fiola.
world record holder for breaststroke, so I sponsored him out here, and he took charge of the camera doing skills. I've got some stuff, but
That's back in
Jose-
the 80s. That's back in the late 80s.
yeah. But Jose, I'm glad you are not a videographer. But you know, he brought his son out too, and he was just 5 years of age, wandering around the pool there. You would have seen him.
Yeah.
He finished up playing water polo, got selected for Australia, but then went back to play in Italy and finished up playing Olympic Games for Italy, his son.
Wow.
So Jose was a world record holder for the 100 breaststroke, and his son became a water polo champion for Italy. A great
I'm
player.
sure those learn to swim skills he learnt down at the
old pool
Outmore
where you
Pond
used
pool. Yeah.
you used to carry the coal up to
The
hit
coach
the pool.
shovel the coal over my shoulder.
Shovel the
into
coal.
The top of the
Ben,
the
get
top of the
down and
fan.
shove. Ben, down you go, shovel the coal.
1 a.m. in the morning, climb the ladder with 40 kilos of coal on your shoulder.
Yeah, well, it built up your strength, Ben.
Did keep me off the street.
It's character building. It kept you off the street at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, all I can say is the swimming industry is a lot more professional these days.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks very much. That hurt.
In safety.
You know how to hurt a man, Ben.
Well, thanks, Laurie. Thanks, Susan.
Laurie.
Thank you, Susan. Thanks,
looking
mate.
forward. We'll let
Terrific,
everyone
Ben.
know. We'll probably do another one of these when we launch the brand new hub, the brand new PD Academy, Swim PD Academy, so that we can take everyone through it, show everyone, all the new skill-based videos, where to find them all and how it all works. And as Susan said, next year is kind of coming up to 20 years. So, all right,
Fantastic.
that's it.
Yeah. Good on you. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Susan.
everyone.